Good morning and good afternoon, everyone. Thanks for joining today's session. Um, really appreciate your time. Let's give it a minute or so, or maybe clients who have registered to join in today's session. All right. Thank you once again for joining, everyone. Really appreciate your time. And welcome to today's session, Discover the CRM that completes your Unleashed workflow. And today's session is going to be about 1 hour. We will try to finish it a bit more promptly or a bit more earlier so that we can give you some day back in your time. And let me introduce myself. I'm Suraj, by the way. I've been with Prospect CRM APAC sales team for about 2 years now, working closely with a lot of Prospect CRM customers and Unleashed customers in the APAC region. And if you do end up taking the free trial, we will have the privilege of meeting you again. And it'll also be likely with another team member, who is Peter, who might be taking the call as well. So looking forward to meeting you once again. And the whole idea and the topic of today's webinar, why is Prospect CRM so perfect for Unleashed customer? It's tailor-made for Unleashed customer, and it was specifically built for product businesses. And Unleashed customers are mostly customers who sell or use products. And why does the Prospect CRM feel like more like an extension than an add-on? So that's what we're going to be seeing today. And we're also going to give you some real profitable growth with all the features and functionality that we've got inbuilt in the CRM. We're going to be giving you that real return on investment straight away. And to add on to that, we've also got some customers giving you their point of view and the kind of feedback on the CRM. And if you do go to our website, there are literally hundreds of testimonials and reviews left by our customers, both on us as a product and a company. And to also give you a bit of a background on why we're having today's session is, as you know, we are both Unleashed and Prospect have recently been acquired by the Access Group. Prior to that, Unleashed and the CRM have been tightly integrated for about 5 years now. Now that we're part of the same group, which means there's more integration and there's more developments that are happening between the CRM and Unleashed. And just to give you a bit of an example, Helen from PureMedic, as you can see, the day she had someone call from Prospect CRM was amazing, and she could see all the data there immediately, and thought this was life changing. Of course, there is a disclaimer alert. We're not going to guarantee it's going to be life changing for everyone, but the whole idea is you're going in today's session. Hopefully, we can see you the data flow through and how you can use that data and get some real actionable insights to use that to your advantage. And also, unlike, we're going to give you a bit of a comparison. Of course, we're going to show you how do we stand out, how do we target that niche market and how are we beyond the basics. We're not just a general data entry or a pipeline management tool, or we just don't give you some analytics and analysis on certain customers, but we do give you a bit more than that. That's what we're going to be seeing in today's session. Just to give you a bit of a comparison, our CRM is built only for product businesses, and most Unleashed users are product owners, product businesses. And just to give you a bit of a comparison, you can see there are literally heaps of CRM solutions out there, and everyone's got similar star rating and pricing. And we are priced pretty competitively as well, which we will be looking into towards the end of the session. And at this day and age, everyone's got similar star rating. That's one of the basic requirements on how well they treat their customers and, what's the kind of support system they've got in place. Pretty much that's similar ratings over there. But one of the key differentiating factors, as you can see on the screen, is most of these companies are what we call as like service-based industries. That's what all these CRMs were built previously. And these are what we call like a traditional CRM, where like IT or management consulting or information tech, computer software, where there is an elongated sales process. There's no urgency in closing the deal. You try to have a huge sales pipeline, and each of the division tries to log in their activity. They try to track their opportunities and eventually try to implement that solution. And to implement that solution, it could take anywhere between 1, 2, or even 5 years. And they're usually high ticket sale values, which are more catering towards these companies. As you can see, none of them focus on what it takes for a wholesale and distribution industry, where the industry itself is a bit more dynamic. There's a bit of seasonality involved, and most importantly, all our features and functions are catering towards your needs, and we ensure we get your customers onto that repeat order cycle. So that's where our CRM stands out. And to add on to that, we will also send you through this, and also this session is being recorded. So you're more than welcome to please share that internally with all your team members. And along with that, we will also try to send you through these slide decks as well with these links. As I did mention, please feel free to go to our website or on Google. You'll be able to find heaps of reviews on us, on a product and as a company. And it's a very niche voting that we've got, the number one stock-aware CRM. Because, as I mentioned earlier, our CRM is tailor-made for Unleashed customer. It's specifically built for Unleashed customer. So for us, it's a shock that Unleashed customers are not using Prospect CRM than any other CRM. So that's the main reason. And you can also see some various accolades we have won, like the easiest setup, highest user adoption, most implementable. So we're going to give you a glimpse of what is the main reason why we have won all these awards. And it's also backed up with this growth formula. This is something aligns with our model. It does look fairly simple, but for us to implement this, it does take quite an effort from your end and our end. With any CRM, the whole idea is to bring in more customers. So you want as many as customers buying products, your products as well. We do have that functionality. So we do have, features and functions that capture that information. Along with that, in Prospect, what we try to do, we push them through a mechanism, which I'm going to show you shortly, which really focuses on that higher CLTV, customer lifetime value. And we believe together that's equal to sales growth. I'm just going to break that down for you a bit to give a bit more of a clear understanding. And I'm sure you've seen this heaps of time, the classic funnel of doing business. The CRM collects the leads that marketing generates. And then, this could be through your telemarketing, your inquiry forms, your marketing campaigns that you run. And it fills in through the funnel. And when you qualify the lead, you push them through a sales process, which could be that initial level face-to-face meeting, or sending a quote, or even sending samples if that's part of your business process. And finally, you close the deal and get the first order in. But as you know, in wholesale and distribution, if this first order is a bit tentative, this whole process can be a loss-making effort. And unfortunately, and as I did mention, if for you to break even, it could take even anywhere between 1, 2, or even 5 orders. But most of the top CRMs that we showed you earlier, they lack in that feature. All that they do is they try to fill the funnel, bring as many as customers as they like. And when they get the first order in, boom, that's where they're done. But in Prospect, what we do, we go a step further. Not only do we onboard your customers, and we push them through that mechanism which I talked to you about earlier, which is increasing that order frequency, increasing that average order value, and most importantly, customer retention. So you don't have that leaky bucket effect where you're bringing in more customers and they're going through the other side of the funnel. But really focusing on your existing customer base, we can increase that higher customer lifetime value and get that maximum return on investment from them. So that's going to be our area of focus, guys, in today's session. And similarly, this is something, if you do decide to come on board with us, this is what we call the growth playbook. The whole idea of the CRM is to turn your business into a growth engine. So that's what our system is designed to do. And to back it up, this is something our onboarding team will sit with you and see the area of that you really want to drive your growth. And as you can see, it's a simple breakdown of the growth formula, which is more customers and higher customer lifetime value. The whole idea of this webinar is to show you what are the features we've got and what's the kind of data that we pull through from Unleashed, and how can we use the data and give you that early return on investment. So that's something we're going to be seeing straight away. And also, when you start using the CRM, there are features and functionality that requires a bit more planning and configuration. For instance, I'm pretty sure, a couple of the customers might already be using some third-party marketing tools like MailChimp, Klaviyo, or Spotla. We do have the ability to connect to them and track all your campaign responses back into the CRM through the integration. And also, if you do have the business process of sending in a lot of quotes to your customers, we can also automate that quote to order workflow. I'm going to quickly show you how that's possible. And finally, I'm just going to touch upon this acronym called RFM on what that stands for, because that's one of the lifeline, functionality of the CRM. RFM, again, it stands for recency, frequency, and monetary value. It is a widely used industry standard reporting module with wholesale distribution and manufacturing. If you do Google that, you're going to find heaps of information on that. So we've basically adapted that ideology in the CRM. So what this does is, based on your sales history from Unleashed and the spending capacity by your customers, we categorize your customers into champion, loyal, at risk, and so on. Champion obviously being the ones who have bought recently, buy often, or spend the most, compared to an at-risk customer who did spend big money at one point in time, but they've dropped in revenue due to various reasons. This could be, again, due to seasonality or change in buyer or change in pricing. Whatever may be the reason, we indicate those customers to you. And we also give you some actionable insights on how you can get them back to that repeat order cycle. So that's one of the key features we've got on how do we segment your customers and how you can use this data to your advantage. And similarly, for any high functioning business, the most important thing is you also want as many as new customers coming in and buying your products. So we have research has proven that in wholesale and distribution, until a customer places a fourth order with you, they will remain in this segment. That's like the tipping point when they actually start to consider you as a potential supplier. So until they've placed the fourth order, they will remain in this segment. And this gives an opportunity for your sales team to work with them a bit more closely, build that relationship organically, eventually push them up through the segment and make them your loyal and champion customer. So again, that's another topic of discussion we're going to be seeing in the live demo. And one of the key reasons why everyone's here today is, what's the two-way sync? There's so much hype about the integration two-way sync. Okay, what do we actually do with that? We've got a nice little graphic here, which shows you what's the kind of data that we pull through from the two-way integration and how do we use that data. It is a deep two-way sync, first of all. So you can straight away take out the practice of doing any kind of double handling at your end. So there are certain data like contact information or sales order. If you process that or update it in the CRM, it will be pushed back into Unleashed, and similarly vice versa. So that's how tight the integration is. So we pull through some currencies, the local currencies that you're dealing with, or any foreign currencies with your suppliers. And we also pull through any multiple warehouse locations that you might have in place, both in Australia, New Zealand, or any other part of APAC. And also, obviously, we pull through all your customer data. So that's something I'm going to show you, to the amount of detailing that we pull through and the suppliers information to mainly be on top of any back orders, especially for your sales team. They might not need access to Unleashed. Having access to the CRM, they will have all this information in their fingertips. And also we pull through your product and inventory. So we give you the breakdown of the products, in the warehouse. We also pull through your entire SKU and any assemblies required from Unleashed. And we also pull through all your orders and invoices and credit notes as well. So any confirmed sales orders that have been processed, we pull through that from Unleashed as well. So what do we do with all this back office information? We kind of, through the sync, we do a bit of sales analysis, sales reporting, pipeline management, and visibility for your front office team, like marketing and sales. We have the ability to create new orders in the CRM, which is you can process a sales order in the CRM. Once when you confirm it, that will be pushed into Unleashed as a drop sales order, and then your operations team can pick, ship, and invoice it. So that's how smooth the process is, and it's pretty much live. The max it might take is about 15 minutes. And we also have the ability to create new products. This could be quite useful for, just for quoting purposes mainly. This could be quite useful for customers who've got like a wide range of categories, product categories, and they don't want to create and log them in Unleashed. So just for quoting purposes, you can create that. And once that quote is confirmed, you can create that product in Unleashed. So it's a bit of a catch-22 situation, but quite useful for certain customers. And of course, the name itself, Prospect CRM, you can manage all your prospects in the CRM. Like you can, create opportunities, have the sales pipeline. You can see where exactly your prospects are at and what kind of email communications you've had with them. And you can turn them into an ordering customer right from the CRM. That's also something we're going to be seeing today. And okay, right now, I think let's take a look at the action. And I've also, I think I forgot to mention at the start of this demo, there is a Q&A button, control for today's session. So please feel free to, ask any questions towards the end. We do have an allocated time towards the end of the session, but just thought I should mention that to you. I hope you're able to see my screen all right. Let me double check that. Yes, perfect. As you can see, this is how the CRM actually, the main UI looks like. So once when you do take a free trial, this is exactly how the dashboard looks like. And it's actually funny because one of our Unleashed account managers jokingly says, it's the blue version of Unleashed, which I guess I do have to, kind of agree to him. So jokes apart, as you can see, I'm logged in as a support user into Coffee and Beans. Um, so this is a fictitious account. Obviously, we just want to show you the capabilities of the CRM. And this has everything to do with coffee and beans and machinery. So we're going to see apologies right now if the data is, a bit not good or not up to standard. But yeah, let's have a look at it. So the account manager's dashboard is one of the main dashboards of the CRM. And this pretty much reflects all the existing customers who have placed an order with you at least once. And the beauty of this is you can, if you've got account managers already set up in Unleashed, we do pull through that information through the two-way sync. And you can certainly give your account managers the settings and permissions. So once when he or she logs in, they will only be able to see the accounts that they deal with and the kind of revenue that they bring in. So for instance, I just toggle the settings from everyone to Stuart. You can see how well Stuart is performing. I'll just go back to everyone. This could be used for the entire operations, like the management team or the national sales manager. The manager could use this dashboard straight away. And front and center, there are a few more dashboards which I will be touching upon based on time, but this is going to be the primary focus right now. And picking up from where we left in the presentation, RFM, as I did mention, so based on your sales history from Unleashed, we have categorized and segmented the customers followingly. So if I quickly jump on to the champion customer, let's see what's the kind of data that we pull through. So we pull through, the basic information like the name, the type, the account manager, first order date, last order date, and the total order count since the time they've come on board as a customer. The beauty of the CRM is we just don't project the data to you, but we actually give you some actionable insights. So through the three-dot menu, you can save any of our reports to Excel and make this into a contact list if you please. And this is one of the things that I mentioned to you in the presentation. So if you do use any of those third-party providers we partner with, you can export this contact list to them, formulate your email, add your flyers, and any responses you get from that campaign will get saved under marketing under campaigns. Right from any live clicks or unsubscribe, all the data gets captured. And finally, for your reps on the road, we've got the show on map section, which gives you the geographical presentation of all the customers. So they can certainly plan their trips accordingly and pull targeted reports based on postcode or location or territory and so on. And let me just quickly go to one of, before I go on to a customer data, I'm going to show you what are the integrations do we offer. It's not just integration to Unleashed. So if you go into settings under integration, in today's session, the main idea is to see what's the data that we work with Unleashed. What do we pull through from Unleashed? So that's your primary account. And as a secondary account, we do have integration to Xero or QuickBooks. I'm pretty sure most of our customers use one of these softwares to track all your age receivables. We have the ability to connect to them. And with marketing, these are the three providers that we work with, and we connect to them as well. And I'm sure you're aware of Stripe, which is an online payment gateway. For any of those pro forma invoices upfront, you can certainly get that sorted straight away. And with emails, we have the ability to connect to Outlook and Gmail. So this gives us the ability to track all your email responses back into the CRM manually. So that's in a nutshell what's part of the whole integration package itself, and all this is part of the subscription. So now let's quickly go to Byron Bay Coffee. So that's the basic UI the information that we capture right from the name, phone number, website. As I did mention previously, it's a deep two-way sync, and you can straight away take out any kind of double handling at your end. So what this means is if you do any updates here, it will directly be pushed back into Unleashed. And we've also got like, the categorization section, what's the type, who's the account manager, territory, industry, and priority. All these fields here are totally configurable. If you do feel this doesn't match your business requirement, you can certainly configure that and make that to your requirement. And we also have an at-a-glance section, which shows you the segment, the spend in the last 365 days compared to the previous 365 days. There's a bit of drop in revenue, and it's a rolling period. So tomorrow, it'll be last 365 days tomorrow to the previous 365 days on the same date. And you can also set your financial year to date, and that's the integration to Google Maps to see where exactly they're located. And just a quick little UI feature, you can customize this entire screen to your liking. If you do feel it's a bit too overpopulated and you want to keep it as crisp as possible, you can certainly do that and save it and preview it accordingly. So that's another little feature we've got. And from here, let me quickly show on what are the other data that we pull through. We do pull through your main address, the delivery address. If you do want to add an additional delivery address, you can enter the postcode number and that will get populated. And contacts, unlike other CRMs out there, we don't have any limitations. You don't have to buy additional space from us. You can create as many as contacts as you like and keep the role, as you can also configure the roles based on, what is their exact designation. And similarly, with the two-way sync, this will get pushed back into Unleashed as well. Opportunities and all the CRM things I'll quickly come back to. Documents is a key area where any proposal documents or quotes or emails that you send, this can be a single area where you get all the data. And that's the link to open this account in Unleashed. It's directly in sync with Unleashed. You can see the customer code, which type of customer are they, like wholesale. You can see any outstanding invoices, what are their payment terms like, which price list do they belong to. All this data is captured. And if you do have access to Unleashed, when you click that, it'll take you to the customer's account. And as I did mention, we offer the secondary integration to one of those accounting softwares where you can track all your aged receivables and outstanding invoices. For instance, if someone's on stop credit, you can certainly notify your sales team member without them processing another PO. You can resolve it and then handle it accordingly. With sales transaction, we pull through all your orders that have been processed recently. You can see a line-by-line view of all the orders that have come through, and you can see if they've been ordered, delivered, and invoiced. You can also see the local currency that you're dealing with, and you can also see the margin and percentage that you're making with each of these orders, and a transaction date and order date. By all means, you've got like 770 transactions. And if you're after, any particular product, like say, how many beans have they got from you? Just by entering that, you'll be able to see they've actually got, the Australian coffee beans and the white mug as well. So, and similar to that, you can search any products or sales order number. It's going to pull through the data. So using all this data, what do we actually do? As I mentioned to you, we also provide you with some deep dive sales analysis. So we give you some top level segment for Byron Bay Coffee, like, the spend, the financial year to date, the order frequency, the last order date. And this is what we call the invoice value by month, and that's the order value by month. You can see there was certainly a spike in revenue in 2023, which was a great month for them. And if you only want to focus on, say, 2025, you can quickly zoom in and you can see how well they're performing. There is a spike in revenue, which is a great sign. And similar to that, if you do open this report, you can see the breakdown. For instance, March was a phenomenal month. And prior to that, you can see how well they've ordered. And you can also see since the time they've come on board into operations, so which is from 2022 May. And let's see that 2023, that big order as in May or in June, actually, close to $200,000. Okay, you might be, this could interest you a bit. You can see, okay, that's the kind of data pulling through. You get the breakdown of the spend, but why do we get the tagline of the number one stock of SCRM? So when you come down, we show you not only by revenue, by invoice, and by order, we also give you the top products by value and by order frequency. So you can see right here with this interactive pie diagram chart here, the Breville coffee machine has been the top selling product, 31.3%, followed by another SKU, which is 24.2%, and you get the idea of the breakdown. And if you do open this report, we give you the total revenue generated by Byron Bay Coffee and a bit of a descending order value of all the top products consumed by them. They've almost got 14 SKUs from you, but by far the Breville coffee machine has been the top selling product with almost $263,000 worth of revenue and 156 units sold. If I click on one of these reports, this is exactly where we get the tagline and voted as the #1 stock OS CRM. So through the integration to Unleashed, we just don't pull your customer data, but we also pull through your entire product files as well. Right from the SKU code, the name, the list price, cost price, total stock available, when is the next shipment due. And you can also see the product category, any images you have set up. By all means, Unleashed will still remain your master data. So any changes that you want to make to this queue, you still have to do it in Unleashed. Through the overnight sync, it will reflect back into the CRM. And I also did mention with the two-way sync, what's the data we pull through? We pull through your stock levels. So you know where exactly the stocks are based. Like one, you've got a warehouse in Sydney, New Zealand, and at the head office. And you can see the supplier's information, like, when is the next shipment due? There's actually one coming up pretty soon. And you can also see the cost of the product that you've got. And with sales transactions, similar to the customer, we also give you the most recent purchases for this product. Of course, Byron Bay Coffee has been the most, recently purchasing company of this product. With sales analysis, we also give you the breakdown of the top buyers, who are the most recently, who have supported this product the most. And also, it's quite crucial, this report, we give you the buying pattern. And you can certainly save all our reports to Excel. So, and you can use this report as your sales forecasting report for your next financial year. For instance, you can see in 2025 March, they've moved, 14 units. Prior to that, in 2023 May, it was 56 units. And this gives you the seasonality, and this will exactly give you how much stock you can hold the next financial year. So that's quite handy as well. And images and files moving forward, I'm not sure where you're currently having all your spreadsheets or additional images, probably in a Dropbox. This can be a single source of access. You can save all that information right here in the CRM. And we also give you the different price tiers that you've set up in Unleashed. So we honor all that pricing right from walk-ins to VIP or wholesale. We capture all that data. It's actually quite useful because this is already set up against Byron Bay Coffee. So when we do a quote or a sales order, the particular pricing, I believe they're part of wholesale. So this pricing will automatically reflect on the quoting, which is quite interesting. I'm going to show you how that looks like. And finally, we also have an upsell option, which is the ability to link products to the Breville coffee machine. And you can make this as a recommended, must sell, or an upgrade. Say, for instance, you're having a chat with the customer, and then they want a coffee machine, but they want a coffee machine which does 100 coffee cups, 100 coffees in 1 hour. Probably this machine does only 50. So you can link an upgrade version, and that will come up every time you quote this particular product. Whichever product is an upgrade or recommended will come up as a prompt, encouraging your salespeople to increase that average order value. So that's a great little UI feature we've got. And I'm going to show you how this reflects in practice. And that's the kind of data that we pull through from the integration. And I'm also going to show you quickly towards the end, if time permits, about this magic matrix analysis. It is again a Harvard Business School idea that we have adapted in the CRM. So it analyzes any cross-selling opportunities within your existing customer base. For instance, you can see Byron Bay Coffee have bought these 4 categories, and they're totally unaware of these 3 categories. So how do we make them aware of them, create an opportunity, and eventually make them buy that category? That's something I'm going to show you, which is quite easy to manage from the CRM. And if I quickly go back to the dashboard, so we're back to this from RFM, we saw a customer. I'm quickly going to touch upon all these other reports before I do some live actions. Missing order report. As you know, AI, that's the new buzz acronym, which is it's out there. Any videos that you see, it's all about AI. So we do have a bit of AI integrated in the CRM. And your account managers are going to love this report. Main reason being it'll exactly let you know who's missed out on placing that average order cycle based on their sales history and their average order cycle. It also gives you the information on what's the shortest time they take to place an order and what's the longest time they take to place an order. And most of the customers, before even meeting us, just taking the free trial, have actually got the maximum return on investment because we give you the average order value that can even be collected during the free trial period. So that's how effective the CRM is. And similar to that, there is another report, which is the customer trends report. We give you customers who are growing, static, and declining. So if you do want to see the ones who are doing well or who's declining, and we have the ability to run targeted marketing campaigns, or at least try to find out the reason behind what's the main reason for dropping in revenue. There could be various factors, but we do give you the data to work upon. And needs engagement again, Once when you start using the CRM, based on the activities you've logged against the customer, like sending an email or sending a quote, based on how frequently you've been in touch with this record does come up to date. That's another little record to see if you've missed out on reaching out to anyone and get in touch with them straight away. And Problems is an after-sales ticketing solution that some of our customers use primarily for logging any damaged goods on delivery, warranty and claims, or any manufacturing defaults. There is a workflow that we have, and it can be customizable. We have a workflow for product returns or damaged goods or warranty and claims with written numbers, and all the key data can be captured, and all the and any service tickets can be resolved in a timely manner. And similar to that, we do have the close rates based on any new opportunities that you're working with. You want to see what your close conversion rate is like, and we've got sales pipeline reporting on how frequently you convert those prospects into ordering customers. All that data gets captured here. 12 months order is pretty self-explanatory. It's based on any orders that have come through in the current calendar year with a bit of a monthly breakdown. And we also give you a nice little preview of a comparison between this month versus last month. And if I quickly open that report, this is what I meant by the deep two-way sync. Any sales orders that you process will reflect here straight away. And you can be on top of them, and you can do a bit of filtration with these reports. You can add a field. There's a lot more flexibility we offer. You can probably see who's the account manager that's bringing in the revenue on a regular basis, and all the data can be captured. And now I'm just going to perform some live actions for you. For instance, I'm just going to show you, quoting is something which a lot of customers do, which could interest you. So I'm just going to go to the global search and type in Michelle, and it pulls through all the data that's associated with Michelle. And Michelle Dury, again, this is what we call the breadcrumb menu. And you know who exactly she works for, which is Browns of Ipswich. And you can see right there, they're at risk as a part of the RFM segment, and they should have ordered by now. So let's hypothetically have a situation where Michelle is called and wants to push through an order through, but before that, she wants to get the quote sent out so she can get approval from a manager. So we highly recommend you to work on the contact rather than the company so that you can track back all that information. And under Michelle, you can hit the plus symbol. By all means, you can process a sales order, no issues whatsoever. It will automatically choose the price tier you've set up. And once when you create and key in those SKUs, it will be pushed into Unleashed, and then rest is business per usual. But just for the demo purpose, for the webinar purpose, I'm going to do a quote instead. And this could be you can say probably top-up order, May 2025. And we also have the ability to create based on orders. Like if she does place the usual products on a monthly basis, you can create a template which is based on, and you can make that at gold, pack, silver, or bronze. And you can choose that rather than have to key in those orders. And all this gets captured from Unleashed because it's already set up. And once when you hit create, we take you to the landing page of the quote. And you can enter the PO number if she's giving you for reference. And once when you come down, the CRM is pretty smart. It only shows you the most frequently ordered items by Michelle. So you can see the various products with less images and quantities and pricing. So I'm going to show you, the link products like with the Breville coffee machine. And this is what I wanted to show you. So we did link two products, and as you can see how it comes up as a prompt. And now if you're on the phone, you can check with Michelle, would you like to add these products? And it goes really well. If she does say yes, you can hit continue. And that's going to reflect on the products over here. And also, if you do go here, if you feel this quoting system is a bit more smaller, you can go to the multi-line quoting system, which gives you, what are the top, you've totally got 74 SKUs, and it gives you the wide range of, the SKU, the name, the price, cost price, its total stock available, and all the data gets captured over here. All the data gets captured over here. And then from here, say if you're on the phone again, if you want to recommend more products, or if you want to see what are the previous products that she's got from you, you can either go through the category, you can choose, ingredients, you can see what are the products that reflect right here, or you can go to the search product, you can go to the recently purchased. So that give you an idea of what products she's got from you before. So from here, let's see, it's got the Australian beans, maybe 10 units of that, Colombian beans, Ethiopian, Mexican. Once when you hit add and close, this does get populated right there in the CRM. So, and there are a few more things that we can do on a quote on just by entering them. You can edit the pricing and discount. So if Michelle does have an additional rebate of 20% for machines, you can go give her the discount, and that is going to get calculated in the CRM straight away. Or if she sends you a PO, as long as it's got the right SKU code, description, quantity, and pricing, you can drag and drop that file over here in this dotted box, and this will get pre-populated. So that's another little feature we've got. And we can replicate any quote templates that you've got set up in Unleashed. So we can send the document that you're already using. We can try to replicate that for you during onboarding, or you can use the template which is already existing in the CRM. So we've got heaps of templates. So if you go to a quote document, it's a standard Word document again, and it can be customized according to your requirement. We can have your logos, we can edit the tables the way you please. And there are a few more things that you can do, which is we can do a bit of grouping as well with our quotes. So we can choose and then say machine. And that's going to be group. And then for the other group, we can just say them as beans, just to give you a better, categorization. If you're quoting a wide range of product, and we can certainly edit the pricing and ensure that we don't show you the subtotal. We can only show the grand total, especially if you're selling a machine component or a product where, they do need certain parts. You can, they have to buy it from you. You can add all them, and then you can ensure that you can take away the pricing and just give them the subtotal for that. So that's another nice little, editing process we've got. And from here, another thing I wanted to show you is you can either send a quote template or you can send an email, since we've got integration to Outlook and Gmail. So you can see, you can select the template. You can either choose a blank email and write your email on that, or you can choose the basic email quote, which will give you the standard table form. You can either send this, or just for the demo, at the start, I did mention how to automate your quote to order workflow. So this is a template which actually attributes to that. It does comes with action buttons, so Michelle can either approve or decline, puts the onus on the customer. And once when you get an order incoming, you will get a notification saying there's an order that's been confirmed. So let's see how we can use that to practice. So under quote, let's go download this and then show you how this looks like at the customer's end so that you get an idea. And as I did mention, it's a standard Word document. It can be customized and edited exactly to your requirement. As you can see, that's how the template looks like. And you can see it's coffee beans. And then you can also see, we've got the machine and we've got the beans and we've got the grand total over here. If Michelle is happy with this quote, she can straight away go in and hit approve. It's going to take us to the landing page of the payment gateway. If she's part of your 30-day payment terms, all that she has to do is to enter the PO number. And once she hits approve, this gets pushed into Prospect CRM and then gets pushed into Unleashed as a draft sales order. And then rest is business per usual, where your operation team picks, ships, and invoice it. So as you can see, thank you for approving the quote. So what happens here in the CRM? I'm not going to bother sending this email. Let's quickly refresh that. And as you can see, there's a confirmed order that's come through in the system, an order taken. So this is just an example on how it may look like if the customer confirms it. By all means, if you're on the phone, you can confirm this order at any given stage, and that will get pushed into Unleashed as well. This is just the two ways of handling that. And so that's exactly how you handle an existing customer, get them out of that repeat order cycle, see their previous purchases, and make some recommendations and increase their average order value. Now, if I do go back, there are certain features that we would like to show you, which is the personal settings. So we do have the notification, which you can enable. So you can enable any tasks that you've been set internally. You get a notification straight away. Any orders coming in, you can new orders, like say the one that Michelle confirmed. If you hit the toggle on, you will get notified on that straight away. So there's so many settings that you can do and customize it. And similarly, we have the ability to create new companies on the go. Again, there's no limitations, so you can create as many as companies as you like, and then keep them as a prospect, or we can do a bulk update for you during the onboarding session as well, or you can do it yourself. There are a few ways of handling that. And from here, we also have the ability to create an inquiry form and host it on your website. So what that does is any inquiries, like a contact form that comes in from your website, will get saved under marketing under inquiries. And then, you can create a new contact and then create an opportunity and track that new prospect. So if you do have a inquiry that's come in, you can straight away go and create a company and then create an opportunity. And you can say it's a, new business opportunity with the pipeline. You can do an opportunity on an existing customer or a new customer, and you can also choose the statuses right from unqualified. Let's say if it's a new customer, you've got statuses from unqualified to won or lost. You can also configure that to your requirement. Once when you create, this will go on to your sales pipeline reporting. So that's one way of capturing, handling new opportunities. And I did mention at the start, I'm going to show you the problem ticketing. Let's say hypothetically, as an example, with the recent purchase that we just did for Michelle, and let's say one of the coffee bags are damaged. So how we can log that activity and resolve it. So that's something we're going to show you now. So under Michelle again, we can go in, create a problem, and you can say damaged bean bags, and you can choose the source, if it's from email or a phone, you can do that. And with the type, this is what I mentioned. It can be a delivery issue or a product issue, which will come in with any kind of RNA numbers like written number issued and all that workflow, and this can be captured as well. And you can pass on the ticketing solution to any member who's responsible for handling that query. You can do that. Just for this exercise, I'm going to do a delivery issue, and let's say it's a new issue. And once when you hit create, we are going to go to the issue itself. And that's the workflow we've got. And as you can see, you have to set a follow-up task. And just for the, and you can, as I did mention, you can assign internally to the person who's responsible for this. Oh, I'm just going to assign this to myself and just select a photo of the damage. And you can choose a specific time, like say tomorrow. You've already set that and what time you want to, meet and get that. And you can save it. That's going to reflect here on the list of things to do. And the biggest question that we get asked, rather than waiting for the image, say if you are going for an on-site visit, and another question we get asked a lot is, do we have a mobile app? We have a responsive app, so which is going to show you how exactly it can be on the field and how you can create, create any companies or orders on the go. So in this case, if you are under documents, if you go through and then hit the plus symbol, you can upload a photo. You can directly click and upload that photo, and that's going to reflect on the activity feed and saying that, okay, there has been a damage to this product. And then you can pretty much go in and you can see close successfully and clear task. And you can also leave a note saying, please process credit note and assign it to the accounts team. Um, and that's how you capture that entire workflow and you can resolve it in a timely manner. So that's another little way of capturing that. And the other main thing I wanted to show you was these few other dashboards that we've got. And like say this sales rep dashboard, we do have a bit of leaderboards. It's going to give you the perspective of what are the new opportunities your reps are working on, and what's the likely value based on the quotes that you've got, any close rates, all this data gets captured. And for sales manager, the biggest things would be it's a bit more of a comprehensive and a holistic approach. You can see a bit of a comparison between the year on year, what's the kind of revenue that's coming in, the total customers that you're dealing with, and net change if you're growing or declining, and then any closed deals, problems, all that reflects for you right here. And the main other dashboard is the Magic Matrix dashboard. So again, it's a Harvard Business School idea. So far we've shown you how we pull through data on customer level. So we actually pull through your product categories from Unleashed as well. So as you can see, the coffee cart, sugar sticks, and ready products, you can see, if I just give you an example, 26 customers have bought that and 16 have not got it. Ingredients, similarly, 23 have bought it, 16 not got it. 3 are aware. So how do we use this data to our advantage? Once when you open this campaign, open this category, you can see these are the total customers and those are the product categories you've got. Green obviously meaning they've bought that category from you, and blue means they have an opportunity, amber means they're aware, and red obviously meaning they're unaware. Let's look at Byron Bay Coffee for an example. Um, so you can see right there, they're actually aware of coffee carts, but they're not aware of sugar sticks, and they've actually got the home ingredients and labor, they're not aware. So most of your customers are not aware of the sugar sticks. It's actually a simple product, but none of them, purchase it from you. It could be because they've got another supplier, or they don't even know that this category exists with you guys as well. So what we're going to try to achieve is we can choose the RFM segment on who you want to run this targeted marketing campaign, and which account manager you want to run the campaign on behalf of, and which customers type do you want to target, like for instance, wholesalers or retailers or general, so on. And from here, we can run a targeted marketing campaign just for sugar sticks. And you can see with the RFM segment, the industries, all this has been set up or what we've chosen. And you can see 42 customers are there in the list. Once when you hit next, you only want to run to the ones who are unaware. And from here, I'm not going to go through this process, but you can create a new campaign activity. Push through these 42 contact lists onto MailChimp, Klaviyo, or Spotler, formulate your email, and add your flyers for sugar sticks. And then once when you send that through, what happens to this report? All the red dots turn into amber, which means right now they're aware of this category. And if anyone responds, say, you know what, we are interested, we would like to know more, and what's the price range? Could you please send a quote? And you can go into that customer and then create an opportunity, and which means that this amber dots will turn into blue, which means right now they're aware of a new opportunity. They're aware of that and they've got a quote, and you can track that pipeline. And if they have come back and say, you know what, we're interested, we would like to go ahead, you can, after they buy that category from you, that turns into green. So the whole idea is to analyze as many as cross-selling opportunities within your existing customer base, and in turn increase your average order value and your profitable growth. So that's another key little reporting logic that you can use to your advantage. And if I finally have to show you another one, which is the sales pipeline, this is something most of our customers are interested about. So we've got like the three versions. We've got the monthly view, the table form, and the Kanban view. And you can see that's the monthly form. And at due course in time, you've got like 83 sales pipeline. You can go and manage that through, salesperson, and you can also go through status as well. So which will give you the ability to, go and filter it through, okay, which is in quoting stage. You've got close to 64 quotes, which are unqualified and so on. All the data can be done that. Or we also have the Kanban view, and you can filter that through quick quotes. And you can see, okay, which are still in quoting stage. Okay, this can be moved to PO or ordered. This could be quite useful for your sales forecast meetings. And that's another little, UI feature we've got. So with that having said, I've been pretty mindful of the time. We have come pretty much to the end of the session. Hopefully, I was able to show you. Of course, if I have to show you the full features and functionality, we might be here till tomorrow morning. So with the duration that we had booked in, we also wanted to give you a bit of time for a Q&A session as well if you have any questions. But we would really want to thank you so much for joining. And I'll quickly go and show you what are the next steps that we've got. As a thank you for joining today's session, joining today's session, the next steps from here is we would recommend you to take the free trial. And there are a few ways of doing it. One is through our website. It's a bit of a manual way of doing it. Another is from the Unleashed portal. Head to the CRM in Unleashed. Once when you click that, it's automated. Your Unleashed API keys and ID gets pushed into the CRM, and the integration gets completed. And then we can book you in for a demo, and hopefully we will meet you again with your existing data, and that'll be a great session. And we also have another scorecard here, which is the Growth Playbook scorecard, where you can benchmark yourself. And it's like a quiz. It's actually quite interesting. We would highly recommend you to take that as well, which we'll be able to give you. And the link we will also be sending you through in the follow-up email. And again, as I did mention, if you do take a free trial and subscribe before the end of this month, we would be able to give you the first 3 months at 50% discount. And so, yeah, that's the discount. That's a nice little way of saying thank you for joining today's session. We really do appreciate your time. And now I think I will leave for any questions that you have at your end. Yes, one thing I just got like one thing I did want to mention to you is the pricing. That's another key question we get asked a lot. So we're looking at the professional version that we saw today, which is $631 AUD per month. For New Zealand, it is $691 per month. It does include up to 4 users, and if you do want to scale up, an additional user is $115 per month per user. And from here on, there's only one little, additional requirement based on your budget is the CSM plan. It's totally based on your requirement. The standard plan is 15% off your subscription cost, which is $95 per month. And the essential plan is absolutely free, which is based on your, you'll be catering to a lot of self-help documents. The biggest difference is you've got annual check-in and designated support member and a CSM team member. And since you've got the first 3 months, it's 50% off. It will reflect on the CSM plan as well. And it would be 50% on the final value for the first 3 months. So that's what the pricing structure looks like. And thank you for that. Let me quickly go back. We'll give it a couple more minutes for any more questions coming through. Or like I did mention, we'll try to give you a good, 5 to 8 minutes of your day back so you can enjoy that break as well. All right. Thank you all once again for joining today's session, and we really look forward to see you once again. Enjoy the rest of your day. Cheers. Bye.